So, this movie is about us, and I know that sounds dramatic, but stay with me. This movie is Sorry to Bother You, directed by Boots Riley, one of the best directors out there. On the surface, it's about this guy named Cash. He's broke, he's struggling, and he just got a job at a telemarketing company, which already sounds like a beginning of a horror story, but that's not the point. The point is, Cash is us, and we are Cash. So imagine this: you graduate, or maybe you're just trying to survive. Rent is expensive, jobs are scarce, and everyone keeps telling you the same thing: just work hard and you will make it. So you take that job that's available. For Cash, that job is cold calling strangers all day, trying to sell them things that they absolutely do not want. And at first, he's terrible at this. People are hanging up on him, they insult him, they don't even treat him like he's a human being. Which, if you've ever worked at customer service, retail, or any kind of entry level job, you already know that feeling. You're not really a person anymore. You're just a voice, a worker, a number. Then one of his coworkers gives him advice. He tells Cash, use your white voice. And no, it's not like an accent, more like a personality, a version of yourself that sounds confident, comfortable, like someone who's never have to worry about rent or debt or getting fired. So Cash tries it and suddenly everything changes. People listen to him, they trust him, they buy what he's selling. His sales skyrocket, and just like that he gets promoted. Now he's no longer downstairs with the regular workers. He moves upstairs to become what they call a power caller. Means he's selling much bigger, much shadier things: weapons, labor contracts, entire human lives packaged as products. But here's the thing: the higher Cash climbs, the further he gets from the people he started with. His co-workers are protesting the company because the conditions are terrible: low wages, no security, no respect. But Cash can't really join them anymore because now he's benefiting from the system they're fighting. And that's where the movie starts getting weird. Like, really, really weird. Without spoiling the biggest twist, the company at the center of the movie basically represents the final stage of corporate greed. A world where companies don't just control jobs, they control people's entire lives: work, housing, identity, even their bodies, because everything becomes something that can be sold. And the scary part, it doesn't feel that far away from reality, because when you look around right now, you start to see little versions of this everywhere. Companies that expect you to build your entire personality around your job, workplaces that tell you to be passionate about things that barely pay your rent, gig economies, side hustles, productivity culture, the idea that if you're not constantly working, improving, branding yourself, you are falling behind. And that's why I say this movie is about us. Because Cash isn't just a character. He is what happens when someone enters a system that slowly rewards them for becoming less human. At the beginning of the movie, Cash just wants stability, a job, a place to live, a chance to breathe. But the deeper he goes into the corporate world, the more he has to trade away pieces of himself: his voice, his values, his relationships, even his sense of right and wrong. And that's the trap the movie is talking about. Late stage capitalism doesn't always force you into corruption. Sometimes it just rewards it. It tells you if you ignore the problem, you'll get promoted. If you stay quiet, you'll move up. If you play along, you might finally be comfortable. And for a lot of people entering the workforce right now, Gen Z, Gen Alpha, that's the exact dilemma. Do you fight the system or do you survive inside it? Because the system is really good at turning survival into complicity, and that's what makes Sorry to Bother You so brilliant. It starts like a comedy about a guy working at a call center, then it slowly turns into the surreal, uncomfortable satire about what happens when corporations push profit to its absolute extreme. By the end of the movie, everything is so absurd that it feels impossible, but somehow it also feels completely logical. Like, this is exactly where things were always heading. And that's why the movie sticks with you. Because when you're watching Cash climb that corporate ladder, you start asking yourself really uncomfortable questions. Like, if you were in his position, how far would you go? Because the system doesn't just test him, it tests everyone.